Before electricity, evening didn't announce itself. It didn't interrupt the day. It arrived gradually, almost unnoticed at first. Light softened along the edges of rooms. Windows lost their clarity, and the day loosened its grip without asking permission. There was no moment when everything changed. No signal that said, "Now you rest." Only the slow understanding that it was time to turn inward. As daylight thinned, homes adjusted themselves. Not dramatically, not subtly. A fire was tended if there was one. Candles were lit deliberately because each flame came with effort. Light was finite, and that alone shaped how the evening unfolded. People gathered where the light reached best, not out of habit but necessity. A single table, a corner of the room, the place where warmth and visibility overlapped. Evenings weren't designed for entertainment. They were shaped by what could reasonably be done. Reading, when it happened, was often shared. One voice carrying words into the room. Others listening, not multitasking, not half present. Stories moved at the pace of speech. If someone paused, the story paused with them. Hands stayed busy but never hurried. Clothing was mended. Tools were cleaned. Simple repairs were made before they became problems. These weren't pastimes. They were acts of maintenance, quiet ways of keeping life intact. Conversation drifted in and out without pressure. Silence wasn't something to escape. It was simply another part of the evening. People listened, not intentionally, just naturally, to the fire settling, to footsteps outside, to the faint sounds of a house responding to night. Without artificial light, attention behaved differently. Eyes tired sooner. Thoughts slowed. There was no expectation that the evening needed to be productive. Some nights passed with very little to show for them. And that was enough. Children absorbed this rhythm without instruction. They learned when to quiet themselves by watching, by sharing space, not by being managed. As night deepened, choices narrowed. Tasks became smaller. Movements softer. People didn't push against the dark. They adjusted to it. Bedrooms were darker than anything familiar to us now. True darkness, the kind that makes you aware of time passing without markers. Sleep wasn't a single event. People rested, woke briefly, thought, and rested again. Night was something you inhabited, not something you escaped. What's striking isn't how different these evenings were. It's how little they demanded. No constant stimulation. No expectation of improvement or progress. No pressure to fill every quiet moment. The evening wasn't a resource to be optimized. It was simply a boundary. When electricity arrived, nights stretched longer, brighter, more available. We gained freedom from darkness, and with it the obligation to keep going. The older evening asked less of people. It didn't compete for attention. Didn't offer endless options. Simply arrived and allowed the day to end slowly. It simply opened slowly, beckoning the end of the day without clamor or demand, and allowed life in its gentlest evening to hum quietly to a close, naturally and without urgency.